Michael Jordan's flair, charisma, control, understanding the game. Nobody can do that. He was so graceful with the basketball, and he would change gears on you and change direction really, really quick. It's just amazing, man. If you see it, in person, it's like, we're like, oh, we start a fast break, somebody's gonna get dunked on, and it's gonna be Michael dunking on somebody. In the 1990 Eastern Conference Finals, I think the Bulls was really getting to figure us out. Joe Dumars used to guard him first because that's the beginning of the game. Then once he got out the game, I had to go guard him. I don't think anybody else could have guarded him. John Salley, Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer, no. Whenever he got the ball, I'm pretty much like nose to nose with him because I didn't want him to do anything to embarrass me. I'm named the Jordan rule. If he goes to the hole, put him on the ground. If you see some of those clips, you'll see that we just hit him every time he goes to the basket. And he's always on the ground, like in pain. But he always gets back up. He learned after a while, man, that he just took control from there. I think people really saw one of the best performances in the NBA when Michael played against us. And we didn't let anyone do that against us. But almost put 50 on us quick. Check his resume out. It's awesome. It's like, wow, this guy is amazing.
The L traversing away from the iconic Chicago skyline and the Sears Tower. It's our backdrop for postseason basketball. Welcome, everyone, to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm Kevin Harlan with Coach Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg. We have Game 3 between the Pistons and the Bulls. Mike, I hope you can hear me. This Chicago arena is rocking right now.
Well, this city knows how pivotal this game is for the Bulls. It's a must-win situation for Chicago, and they'll need to be at their best to stand a chance.
Oh, and that won't be easy. Michael Jordan and the Bulls, Clark, have so far been stifled by this great Piston D.
Well, the Pistons are known as the bad boys, and for good reason. The defense is suffocating, it's physical, it's disruptive, and it's unrelenting. Chicago has to find some way to get their offense going in this series.
As you always say, they hang their hats on their defensive play.
That's right.
Here now, a look at the starting five for the Pistons. It's Thomas and Dumars in the backcourt. Rodman and Laimbeer, the fearsome frontcourt pair. And in the middle, James Edwards. Looking at the starting five for the Bulls. Paxson runs the point. Grant and Cartwright play in the post at the 4 and 5. And on the wings, it's the dynamic duo of Jordan and Pippen.
And the Pistons defense, so physical. You know you'll get bumped and banged up against them. They are both intimidating and effective.
Jordan against Dumars. Dumars reminding Michael Jordan why he's one of the toughest defenders in the NBA. Now the pass to Rodman. Back to Dumars. Just 5 on the clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Edwards fires from way outside. And off there. He misses his first shot of the night. And Clark, with the Pistons and their defense, they've also imposed what they call the Jordan rules. What is that?
Well, I tell you, it's 10 eyes on Jordan at all times, sending doubles, triples, and traps at Jordan whenever he has the ball, Kevin. And they know he's the key to the Bulls' offense, so they're really trying to cut him down with a lot of bodies and a lot of physicality. And so far, through the first 2 games, it's worked.
That's a good explanation. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Dumars against Jordan. Back to Rodman. 6 to shoot. Outside Dumars. Guys, we've seen this pressure from the Bulls defense before.
You know, this Pistons team is so strong and focused on the road. I don't think the crowd in Chicago is going to be any problem at all for them.
And the Pistons with the second-best road record in the league. A team full of veterans, they have plenty of composure to spare in this series. Tremendous strength there from Jordan. Knows he's going to get hacked inside, finishes through it.
And there's a steely determination about this Chicago Bulls team. And with more on that, let's go across the way to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Michael Jordan has been silent with the media this week, but not with his teammates. Craig Hodges says that Michael talked to them. Nothing motivational, just normal. But the Bulls coaches had a different demeanor. They want to stop the early Detroit runouts, stop them early in transition, and they want more offensive rebounding. Guys?
Thank you, David. More than 19,000 fans in this arena await the fate, Mike, of Chicago.
Detroit has come into this building and won 9 of the last 11. That's making a pretty good statement, especially in a place like Chicago where it's tough to win.
Big statement, you're right. Mike, the Bulls have had some turnover problems in this series, and that is something they're going to have to avoid here.
Without question, 19 turnovers for them last game. You know the Pistons bring the pressure. Bulls have to minimize unforced errors.
Especially at this stage of the season in big games like this.
And the athleticism of Jordan is out of this world. Simply just an incredible player who does whatever he wants on offense.
Now, here's Thomas. Passes to Lambeer. Outside Thomas. Back to Lambeer. And Grant sends it back.
One of the better defenders in this game. Grant teeing off on that one.
Mike Fratello, Michael Jordan, through the first 2 games, has been solid. But we know he is capable of more.
Just 20 points for him last game. I would imagine he does everything in his power to put up bigger numbers than that tonight.
This could be an all-timer. And now the first time out called here for Detroit.
The interior defense has been very subpar, and I bet their coach is letting them know about it.
Allowing far too many points in the painted area, they need to put forth more of an effort defensively.
Here's Thomas. Good, and it's Lambeer with the assist that time. And Clark, Isaiah Thomas, just 8 points in game 1, and then he had 10 points in game 2. He wants to get it going tonight. You can just feel it.
Absolutely, and you figure Zeke will have to be better than that. I mean, he's too good of a player to put up numbers like that all series long.
Yeah, I agree. Here's Pippen. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Early on, they built this lead on the power of paint points.
Being aggressive in the paint can take a team out of a game early.
Now here's Rodman. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. To the inside. Thomas, it's a wide open look. The rebound by Grant. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 15-4 run right now. And the jam by Bill Cartwright.
Boy, they didn't waste any time, did they? They got going right away.
They obviously had a plan coming in, and they've put it to good use.
Outside Dumars.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Rodman looking it over. It's stolen.
And the Bulls seemingly over their injury issues now. Paxson's ankle and Jordan's hip are looking close to 100%.
And you know, Mike, it was obvious how those injuries impacted the Bulls early on. In games 1 and 2, their backcourt was just not at full strength.
Thomas passes to Rodman. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and Dumars throws it down.
Nice find there by Rodman, leading to the bucket.
Outside, Jordan shoots over Dumars, and the Bulls tag on 2 more.
They've been the aggressors right from the start, asserting themselves from the very beginning.
Yeah, they're setting the tone, and they're doing it on both ends of the floor.
Now, here's Thomas. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Boy, Thomas that time willing to take the contact and figuring out how to finish in spite of it.
The Pistons shooting their first foul shot of the night. Neely's checked in for Horace Grant. Detroit also making some changes. Sally, he's checked in for Edwards. Aguirre comes in for Rodman. And it's Johnson in for Dumars. Chicago leading by 12.
And the Pistons up 2-zip in this series. They are completely in the driver's seat. The onus is on the Bulls to make the adjustments to get back in this series.
And I'm expecting that Coach Jackson will certainly have to mix things up, Mike. The Pistons are a monster, but they aren't invincible, especially with the team that has Michael Jordan.
So it's the Pistons now. The Bulls getting the bucket. Outside, Aguirre. Back to Johnson. 5 to shoot. Over Jordan. Johnson can't hit. And Chicago has possession. Pippen, the pass to Cartwright. And the jam by Bill Cartwright.
I've always liked the feel for the game that Scottie Pippen has. He's a dynamic passer, folks.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Back to Thomas. Kicks to Lambier. Outside, Aguirre. Outside, Thomas. Pass to Johnson. The three. It doesn't go for him. And so it's the Chicago Bulls with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We come back right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals here in Chicago. Here's Henderson.
And early in this series, the Pistons have had a big bench advantage. A lot of points chipped in from the second unit. It's a problem for the Bulls.
Here are the 5. Detroit has to start the second quarter. Henderson out there with Johnson. And there's Bill Lambier. Then it's Sally. And it's Aguirre in at the 3 spot. Clock at 6. Here's Johnson. Drops it in from 11 feet. Johnson's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Pistons. Hey, Clark, remember in Game 1, the Bulls only managed 12 points from their bench.
But they did get it going in Game 2, Kevin, but so did the Pistons. I think the Pistons have a deeper and more battle-tested bench. Somebody on Chicago's side is going to have to really step up. And, you know, they aren't showing any signs of easing up. Their offense looks superb right now.
They can't get careless with the lead. And so far, this hasn't been the case.
Now, here is Aguirre. No points in the game yet for him. Shoots from the baseline. Here's Lambier, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Looking at the Pistons, you have to appreciate their approach. They play to their strengths and keep a very level head throughout the game.
Paxson passes to Jordan. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Defense tries a little too hard to stop Jordan, and he smartly draws the foul.
And with the Pistons' approach, Clark, it's almost methodical how they go about things.
Kevin, it's not only methodical, it is maniacal and physical. And that's what being a champion does to you. This team knows they're great. They feel if they play their game, nobody can beat them physically, but more importantly, emotionally and mentally.
So confident. Free throw good, Jordan. Mike Jordan is coming out of the gate hot, as we can see, shaking off that last 20-point performance.
And this was one of the more predictable things to happen. Jordan is just too competitive and driven to not come out strong after last game.
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen. Catching up now on the changes for Chicago. Kings checked in for Cartwright. Grant comes in for Neely. And B.J. Armstrong has subbed in for Paxson. And both free throws good for Jordan.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe. He's going to cash in more than not.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Michael Jordan really making a difference here.
It's really a one-man wrecking crew down low. He's pretty much dictated the pace with the steady offense inside. And the timeout right now, probably going to be making some adjustments.
Now, here is Aguirre. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Knocked loose. Over in the corner, Edwards. Johnson, wide open, he fires. From deep. Rebound, Grant.
Take a look at this Pistons offense, and they run an awful lot of pick-and-roll action effectively because they're an excellent passing team, and they work really well together.
Jordan with the bucket.
Smooth as silk. MJ with one of the best pull-up jumpers you'll ever see.
Johnson, the pass to Aguirre. And a look at the two stars of these teams. Michael Jordan, coach, has been magnificent early on.
This is exactly how Jordan and the Bulls wanted to start things off. Jordan is locked in. He looks like he's on his way to another incredible performance.
And for a word about the Pistons' second unit, we send it to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, typically the Pistons only play 8 guys, but they may go 12 deep now. Scott Hastings has started something called the bench bandits in Detroit. They wear rubber bands on their left wrists, and if one of those last 4 guys isn't paying attention, they snap it. It's kind of a painful way to stay focused. Guys, back to you.
It seems that way. Something's working, though. Mike, in the first 2 games, the Pistons bench outscored the Bulls bench by 30 points.
That's a whopping margin. It's been no contest. A major storyline in this series.
Agreed. Mike, looking at this Pistons offense, the pick and roll, the screen roll game is very deadly with Isaiah Thomas.
And it opens up everything for them as well. The team plays very unselfishly, always looking for a great shot and rarely settle for bad ones.
They're a very smart team. Now a timeout called by Detroit. You see Michael Jordan really having a great game.
You know, that defense is helpless right now. I mean, he's got their number, and he knows it.
So for the Pistons, Rodman comes in for Aguirre. Isaiah Thomas is subbed in for Johnson. And the basket by Thomas. Well, the Bulls have done a much better job, Clark, limiting turnovers in this game.
And it seems like they've made a concentrated effort to be more careful, squeeze that orange a little bit better. You can see the change compared to the last game.
Here's Dumars. After Chicago picking up a basket just...
Hey now! Hey now! Yeah!
He's got that ball on a string. Jordan using his smooth handles to get that bucket.
Enzo Thomas will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Outside Dumars. Rodman dishes to Edwards. That drops and it comes off the assist from Rodman. Rodman's got 3 assists in the game. And Jordan gets it to go.
Hey, the defense has the right idea there, but Jordan has the skills to overcome the contact.
Outside Rodman. Outside Thomas. Pass to Edwards. 1:37 left in the first half. And that's an intentional foul.
Why'd they foul there? Let it go.
Time and score. You have to be aware of both.
So for the Bulls, who comes in for Kim. And Hodges subbed in for Armstrong. And Detroit with a change here, too. Lambier's checked in. And Thomas with a very hot start, Mike Fratello, to start this game.
Well, it looks like his offense is no longer a concern. Great job by him to get involved early on.
Joe Dumars.
He's made all 3 of his free throws so far.
Second team foul. At the line for your Bulls, Michael Jordan. Shooting 1.
Free throw good, Jordan. We've got 1:23 left now here in the second. Jordan against Thomas. Rodman outside. He kicks it to Edwards. Shoots a fader. They get the rebound. Ball's knocked loose. Jordan inside. Thomas is on him.
Good read on defense. Edwards getting his timing just right on the rejection.
The pass to Thomas. Rodman against Hodges. Count that bucket. Rodman's got his first 2 points.
No surprise there. I mean, realizing he has the size advantage, he exploits it perfectly.
Here's Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Firing on all cylinders right now. Jordan is showing no mercy and getting any shot he wants.
We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the half. Thomas kicks to Edwards. The Pistons working the ball around now. Thomas passes to Lambeer. 6 on the shot clock. Hodges against Dumars. Rebound by the Bulls.
You know, the fact is he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
A drive by Jordan.
This is why so many love watching Jordan play. Such an explosive dunker.
And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for Chicago. He's approaching 40 points for him in the game. He's scoring in just about every way possible. And we'll be back with you shortly. Welcome, everyone, back to Chicago. It's the Bulls and Pistons in an Eastern Conference Finals showdown.
One thing the Bulls need to make sure they do is attack the rim. They settled for way too many outside looks the first few games. You need to test the Pistons inside.
They've got Michael Jordan. Grant is out there with Cartwright. Then there's Pippen. And it's Paxson in at the point guard position. And that's the group for Phil Jackson as we begin the second half.
Nice work, and they are getting it done at both ends.
And building on this lead. They're playing a pretty complete game.
Pippen in particular, Clark, shied away from driving early in this series, it seemed.
Well, Kevin, the Bulls know the Pistons are going to touch them up, be physical with them when they drive the ball. But they need to get over that and go with reckless abandon and strength to the basket. Settling for outside shots is not going to win them this series.
Here's Jordan. Isaiah Thomas picking up that last basket. Kicks it out to Jordan. On the wing, Dumars. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. And that one, good.
An efficient scorer at all three levels. Dumars is especially confident from mid-range. And regardless of how this series goes, what a successful year it's been for Chicago. 55 wins, the second most in franchise history.
Thomas dishes to Edwards. Back to Thomas. Outside Dumars. The 17-footer. Jump shot is good that time. Dumars got 4 points this quarter. Hey, Clark, no matter how this series shakes out, you feel the Bulls are poised for something bigger in the future.
Clearly, Kevin, the foundation is laid. They've got a star and a really good core group. I think it's just a matter of growing this group together, maturing, becoming more confident and physical, and you could see them competing for a title in the very near future.
We've seen this process before. It takes time, sometimes, for teams to get by a tough opponent.
Great point, Kevin, and there's no denying it. You don't see teams become championship teams overnight. There's a seasoning and a journey that's required to become champions. And, you know, these teams met 5 times during the regular season, and the Pistons won 4 of those meetings. That has to be a factor in the back of the minds of the Chicago Bulls.
Down low. Here's Dumars, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Pippen. If you look back to the prior year, Mike Fratello, the Pistons won all 6 regular season games and the Eastern Conference Finals against the Bulls.
It's a budding rivalry, intimidated by Jordan. Feels like these teams have been in each other's way the last few years.
Which makes for a great rival. Neely's checked in for Chicago. Then for the Pistons, Sally, he's checked in for Edwards. And Aguirre's subbed in for Dennis Rodman.
Once Jordan gets inside with the Rockets, practically all over. He's that consistent at close range.
Now, here is Lambier. To the middle. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Cartwright's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Well, Thomas started off hot, but Clark, he's once again having a hard time finishing plays against the Chicago defense.
And, you know, Kevin, it looked as though he had figured things out in that first half, but since then, Zeke has definitely cooled off.
Here is Thomas after the made shot from Michael Jordan. Aguirre, no good.
Not what we expected at all. He normally has that shot down cold.
Especially when he's got space like that. Very surprising.
The offensive rebound outside for Jordan. Fires from deep. Doesn't go that time. And Detroit the other way now. And the foul called on Michael Jordan. That is his first foul of the game. Kings checked in for Chicago. Hodges comes in for John Paxson. Johnson, he's checked in for the Pistons. And Jordan Mike continues to get things to fall. What a show he is putting on tonight.
You can see the fire in Jordan's eyes. He's on a mission to make a statement this game.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Thomas finds Johnson. Back to Thomas. Passes it to Sally. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Whether starting or coming off the bench, Sally stars in his role, understands what's expected of him, and pretty much always plays to his strengths.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. In the second half now, and Mike, as we can see, Jordan continues to lead the way.
And you can't help but be impressed by the show Jordan is putting on. There is no way for them to slow down or contain his airness.
He's been wonderful. Here's Johnson. Following the basket by Michael Jordan. Poked away. Inside, Aguirre. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Aguirre's got his first points of the night.
Perfect execution in the pick and roll by Thomas. A top-notch decision maker.
And Jordan slams it home.
From him, fans love seeing this kind of dunk.
How about that? Just giving the people, Clark, what they want to see.
Gotta give them what they want.
Yep.
And you heard their reaction. They were all about that finish.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession.
Detroit ball.
Thomas feeling it out a bit over Jordan.
Solid contest from Jordan there, making his presence felt and altering the shot as a result.
Here's Hodges. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Jimmy Johnson.
He couldn't quite convert, almost had the and one.
Physical defense, making him earn it from the line.
The Bulls have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
Hodges. 2 shots.
And he's good on the second.
Hey, when you think of Hodges, his shooting certainly stands out, but specifically his ability to do major damage behind the arc. That's where he really adds value.
Now, here's Thomas. 11 points in the game. Aguirre kicks to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. It's deflected. And here are the Bulls now. They're on an 11-3 run. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Isaiah Thomas.
Strong move in there by Jordan to draw the contact.
Bulls shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Bulls, Michael Jordan. 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
First one falls for him. And the Pistons making a change here. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. 15 seconds left to play in the third. Outside Thomas. Outside Edwards. Outside Thomas. From outside the arc. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's Chicago running away with it. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on... Here we go, the fourth quarter on the way in this crucial Game 3 in the Eastern Conference Final. And Chicago has possession.
And you look at the coaches in this matchup. Obviously, the Pistons have a legend on their bench who has won a title. But the Bulls have shown well under Coach Jackson.
On the floor for Detroit, Johnson is out there with Henderson. And it's Dennis Rodman. Then it's Edwards. And it's Hastings in a power forward. Henderson passes to Johnson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Back to Henderson. 5 on the clock. For 3. Rebound by the Bulls. Jordan's got his 5th rebound in this one. And Coach Phil Jackson in his first full year with the Bulls.
And you know, Kevin, Jackson has changed the offensive approach for this team. He was an assistant before with the Bulls, so he understands their personnel. Seems like a really good fit so far into his tenure.
Yeah, he was an assistant under Doug Collins.
Yep.
Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. I could tell what a gigantic night for Michael Jordan against these Detroit Pistons.
First game of the series at home, you knew this would be Michael's time to shine. What a memorable performance from an elite player.
Against these bad boys from Detroit. Detroit making a switch here. Sally's checked in. Henderson dishes to Johnson. And it's blocked. Out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession.
Hey, no place for Johnson.
The 8-footer. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
And when you're guarding him, you've got to fight over the top.
Lock and trail around the screen and deny the perimeter shot.
Down the stretch, when you need buckets, go to the guy who's gotten you this far.
Yeah, he's been relentless.
Stripped away. And here we go. Fast break. Jordan's got it. Up again. Hodges, that's good.
Nice job by Hodges. He understands where to go in the open floor.
And the Pistons with possession here. Oh, and they need a basket in the worst way.
I think they're forcing things right now, and it's why their offense looks so pedestrian.
Rodman passes to Sally. Here's Henderson. Bill Perdue grabs the miss. And the Bulls ahead in this one, Clark. They've minimized mistakes, and they have the lead to show for it.
Exactly. And, you know, sometimes it's really simple. Take care of the ball, get good shots, and usually good things happen.
And that replay showed just how forceful that block was.
An emphatic rejection that was. Boy, you got to appreciate that kind of forceful, in-your-face defense.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Back to Henderson. That's tipped. Armstrong passes to King. And the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
Clever feed by Armstrong. Reading the floor and finding the right guy to send the ball to.
Johnson kicks to Henderson. Johnson outside. Back to Henderson. 6 to shoot. Over Armstrong. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And here are the Bulls now. They're on a 10-2 run here. King, the pass to Jordan. It's stolen by Rodman. And so they foul intentionally. Edwards checked in for Detroit. Greenwood comes in for Sally.
First team foul. Now into the lineup for the Pistons. William
Henderson passes to Rodman.
Dave Greenwood.
Poke loose. Henderson against Jordan. Clock at 6. And that one's good by Henderson. Henderson's got his first points of the game.
Attacking the paint that time, unfazed by the bigger defender.
Touch, angles, whatever it takes to elude the shot blocker.
Took him no time at all on that one.
Defense knows they have to guard Jordan close, but even that can't rattle his commitment to the play.
Johnson kicks to Henderson.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Back to Johnson.
2 minutes.
Lays it up off the glass. Johnson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Use the pick, get space. Easy, smart basketball.
Here's Jordan. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Outstanding finishing there by Jordan. Terrific at getting inside and powering the flush down.
Detroit with the ball. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. The Bulls making a switch here. Neely's checked in. And a switch here also for Detroit. Hastings checked in. Here's Jordan. Count the basket.
Good defense. Does not matter. Jordan's unaffected.
Pass to Henderson.
Chicago foul. Craig Hodges. First personal foul. Second team foul.
1:25 left to play here in the fourth. Johnson.
Strong defense from Purdue. When he works hard on D, it makes a difference.
Jordan with it, and it's Johnson picking him up.
Clearly, he got it, no doubt.
Good job by the officials. Yes,
personal
we
foul.
are giving credit to the officials.
Team foul. At the line for your Bulls, Michael Jordan. Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And both free throws good for Jordan. Now here's Johnson. Pass to Hastings. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson. Hastings got his first bucket of the night.
Man, what a pass that was there. He really, really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
And the shot goes down.
What a way for them to finish the game, closing it out with some terrific play.
We've seen too many games slip away late. They did a great job of putting this one to bed.
The pass to Greenwood. There's 45 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Back to Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. And it's Jordan with the rebound.
Got some space in the mid-range, but wasn't able to convert. Still, not a bad chance for him.
Count that one.
Jordan's got a lot of flash to his game. A terrific guard, loves getting tricky with his ball handling and creating shots for himself.
Johnson outside. Back to Henderson. Johnson surveying the floor. Here's Hastings. Kicks to Henderson. Over Armstrong. Can't connect from 13 feet out. Like in a game they needed to win so badly. Michael Jordan and the Bulls get the win. What a tremendous effort from Chicago.
The series now moves to 2-1, and the Bulls are very much in it. This team showed a lot of mettle fighting for the looks they got, converted when they needed to.
And for the Pistons, Clark, they'll be feeling the pressure in Game 4 for sure.
As they should. They don't want to let this series get tied up. Nobody wants to deal with the 3-game series against Michael Jordan. I'd expect them to bring it for Game 4.
I would too. For Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge,